Hello everyone, welcome to Sam's Summaries. This episode is a deep dive discussion into Sam Fury's summary of the book Cashvertising Online by Drew Eric Whitman. It has been created with the help of AI. You can read the original summary at samfury.com.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at Cashvertising.
Oh, yeah.
By Drew Eric Whitman.
Okay.
And we are going to kind of see if we can take some of his advice for marketing psychology and see how it applies to us, in this modern digital world.
Yeah, in the world of like TikTok and Instagram and
Exactly. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yes. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. And I think there's going to be some really interesting stuff in here, especially when we get into like psychological inoculation and how to craft those captivating social media ads that we all see.
Yeah, one of the things that's great about Cashvertising is that it doesn't just tell you what works. It really kind of reveals the why behind it.
Yeah.
It dives into the human mind and the psychology of why things work.
Yeah, it really brings the psychology to life.
It does.
And speaking of psychology, let's start with social media.
Okay.
Because it can feel like a whirlwind.
Oh.
This book breaks down how these platforms are engineered to keep us scrolling.
Right.
And it's all about tapping into our brain's reward system.
It is, yeah.
You know those little dopamine hits that we get from likes and notifications?
Yeah, when that little red notification pops up, it's like, ooh.
I know.
Gotta check it.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of resisting this, this natural wiring, Cashvertising suggests using it to our advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, have you noticed like those super smooth checkout experiences that some online stores have?
Yes.
They're specifically designed to eliminate friction.
Yes.
And keep those dopamine hits flowing.
They want you to buy.
Yes.
They want you to give them that money.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Uh-huh.
And thinking about my own habits, like I realized that when I have those seamless experiences, I am way more likely to complete a purchase.
Right.
Like if I have to go through 12 steps and enter all this information
and then it kicks you out and you have to start over.
Oh my God, yes.
Ugh.
It's the worst. But I'm curious how else we can kind of use this dopamine knowledge to create truly engaging content.
Well, that's the $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
Cashvertising really emphasizes the importance of strong calls to action.
Okay.
And not just telling people what to do, but making it irresistibly easy for them to click share or buy.
Okay.
Think about the last time you saw an ad that made you stop scrolling.
Yeah.
It likely had a very clear and compelling call to action.
Okay.
That sparked immediate interest. It's like click here to get your free whatever, that kind of thing.
I'm starting to see social media with new eyes already.
Yeah.
But beyond those quick dopamine hits, Cashvertising also explores deeper human desires.
Yes.
And how marketing can kind of tap into those.
Yes.
So what stood out to you about that?
Well, Whitman focuses on 3 core desires. He says that humans have these 3 core desires: survival pleasure, and social acceptance.
Okay.
And what's fascinating is how these basic needs can be subtly woven into marketing messages, making them much more persuasive. Because it's not just about features, it's about how your product or service helps people feel safe or happy or connected.
Right. Interesting. Okay, so imagine you're marketing a new fitness tracker.
Okay.
Instead of just listing the features, you could highlight how it helps users stay healthy.
Right, which is survival.
Exactly right. Survival, or how they can enjoy their workouts more.
Which is pleasure.
Exactly, pleasure. Or how they can connect with friends who have similar fitness goals.
Which is social acceptance.
Social acceptance.
Yeah.
It suddenly becomes a much more powerful message.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, by framing your marketing in terms of these fundamental needs, you create a much deeper connection with your audience.
Deeper connection, totally. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to one of the most intriguing ideas, I think, in the book, which is psychological inoculation.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds kind of intense.
It does sound intense.
Can you break that down for us?
Well, think of it like this.
Okay.
You're subtly exposing your audience to your strengths.
Okay.
But at the same time, you're also highlighting the weaknesses of your competitors.
Okay.
But you're doing it very subtly. It's not about bashing them directly, but rather kind of positioning yourself as the solution to a problem that they might be experiencing with other products or services.
So it's almost like you're preemptively addressing potential objections before they even arise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like building up an immunity
Yeah.
to negative messaging.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of it.
You're getting ahead of it.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so this strategy builds trust
Yes.
by acknowledging the limitations of the market
Uh-huh.
while showcasing how you overcome them.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm trying to think of an example.
Yeah.
Maybe like a software company could highlight its user-friendly interface
Okay, yeah.
while subtly hinting at the frustration that people have
Uh-huh.
with like clunkier competitor products.
Yeah, that's a great example.
So they're not explicitly saying our competitors are terrible,
Right.
but they're planting that seed of doubt
Yeah.
while positioning themselves as the, smooth, easy solution.
Exactly. Yeah, it's fascinating how psychology can be used
It is.
so strategically in marketing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm already seeing everyday ads in a new light.
I know, me too.
But Cashvertising doesn't just stop at these overarching concepts.
Right.
It dives deep into 27 specific techniques
Yes, it does.
for online marketing success.
It's packed with them.
And these aren't just theoretical ideas.
No.
These are actionable strategies
Yeah.
that you can implement right away.
Immediately.
I'm excited to hear about these.
Yeah.
Which ones really jumped out at you? Especially in the context of today's digital landscape.
All right. Well, one that immediately comes to mind is the power of peer recommendation.
Okay.
It's all about leveraging social proof.
Okay.
Those testimonials and reviews that make us more likely to trust a product or service.
Oh, absolutely. We're social creatures by nature.
Yes, we are.
And we are naturally influenced by what others think.
Yes.
Like a handful of glowing reviews can be way more persuasive than any marketing copy.
Totally.
Have you ever fallen for this?
All the time. I mean, especially if it's something I haven't tried before.
Right.
And it's got hundreds of 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, it must be good.
Yeah, it just feels safer. Like you're less likely to be disappointed.
Yes, exactly.
And Cashvertising really dives deep into like why these testimonials work.
Yeah.
Explaining that they tap into our innate desire to conform
It's true.
and follow the crowd.
Uh-huh.
Like our brains are wired to trust the collective wisdom of others.
Yeah, especially if something that we don't know a lot about, we tend to look to others to kind of guide us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And speaking of clever psychological tactics,
Okay.
another one that stood out to me was the endowment effect.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever signed up for like a free trial of something
Yes.
and then found yourself actually wanting to buy the full product?
Especially if it's like software
Yes.
and it integrates into like your workflow and like you get so used to having it. It's like, I don't want to lose this now.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine going back.
It is.
That's the endowment effect in action.
Yeah.
So by giving people a taste of ownership,
Right.
even if it's temporary,
Even if it's temporary.
they become more attached to the product
Yes.
and they're more likely to make a purchase.
It's like they already own it.
Yeah.
It's part of their routine.
It's so subtle,
Yeah.
but so effective.
It is.
I'm starting to realize how much of marketing is about understanding.
Yes.
These like hidden psychological levers.
Yes. It's about getting people to do what you want them to do without them even knowing that you're doing it.
And another one that I think is particularly relevant in today's digital world
Okay.
is the frequency illusion.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever noticed how once you become aware of something,
Yeah.
like a new car or a song or a brand,
Uh-huh.
you suddenly start seeing it everywhere?
Yes, like it's following you around.
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
it was always there.
Yeah.
But now you're just like hyper aware of it.
Yes, exactly.
That's the frequency illusion.
Yeah.
And Cashvertising suggests that consistent branding and marketing can actually create this effect.
Yeah, the more you expose people to your brand,
All right.
the more familiar and omnipresent it seems.
So it's not just about having like a great logo or a slogan.
All right.
It's about making sure people see it consistently.
Yes.
Across different channels.
On all the different platforms all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It builds a sense of familiarity and trust,
it does.
which can be incredibly valuable
Yeah.
in a crowded marketplace.
Especially today.
Okay. And speaking of things that stick in our minds,
Okay.
we can't forget about killer slogans.
Oh, yeah.
Cashvertising dedicates a whole section to crafting these like short, memorable phrases
Yeah.
that capture the essence of a brand.
It's all about like really boiling it down to its essence.
Like Nike's Just Do It
Right.
or Apple's Think Different. Like these slogans go beyond just being catchy.
Yeah, they evoke emotions.
Yeah.
They inspire action.
It's create a lasting impression.
Yeah, they become almost part of like our cultural lexicon.
Yes. I love how they almost become part of our language.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does Cashvertising say about what makes a slogan truly impactful?
Well, it emphasizes the importance of really distilling your brand's message down to its core.
Okay.
And finding a way to express it in a way that resonates deeply with your target audience.
Okay.
You know, it has to be memorable.
Yeah.
It has to be meaningful.
Uh-huh.
And it has to be easily repeatable.
Wow. Crafting a killer slogan sounds like an art form.
It is.
It's amazing how much thought goes into these seemingly simple marketing elements.
So much thought goes into it.
Really is.
Yeah, and beyond those techniques, Cashvertising also gets into like the nitty-gritty of website design, email marketing, and even things like font psychology.
Ooh, font psychology. That sounds intriguing.
It is.
What's the takeaway there?
Well, different fonts evoke different emotions and associations. You know, for instance, a script font might feel very elegant and sophisticated, while a bold sans serif font might convey strength and modernity.
So the font that you choose can actually influence how people perceive your brand.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm starting to realize that every single detail matters.
It does.
When it comes to effective marketing.
And another detail that Cashvertising stresses is the importance of a fast-loading website.
Okay.
He calls this like uncertainty reduction because people hate waiting.
Yeah.
And if your site takes too long to load, they're just going to go somewhere else.
I definitely relate to that. I've abandoned countless online shopping carts.
Me too.
Because a site was just too slow.
Yes.
And research shows that even a 1-second delay
I know, it's crazy.
in page load time can lead to a significant drop in conversions.
Yeah, people are impatient.
They are.
Yeah.
So optimizing for speed is crucial.
Absolutely crucial. Yeah.
And Cashvertising even suggests using a progress bar.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of keep visitors engaged
Right.
while the site loads.
Uh-huh.
To minimize that sense of like uncertainty and frustration.
You don't want to leave them hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how these seemingly small details
I know.
can have such a big impact on the user experience.
The user experience is everything.
Right. And speaking of user experience, Cashvertising also emphasizes the power of visuals in ads and online content.
Yes.
Particularly those featuring faces.
Faces. Yeah, we're naturally drawn to faces.
We are.
And we tend to connect with them on an emotional level.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a simple yet effective way to make your marketing more engaging and relatable.
More human.
More human. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
And talk about email marketing.
All right.
Because it's still one of the most effective ways, I think, to reach your audience directly.
Yeah. You're getting right into their inbox.
You are.
Yeah.
But Cashvertising argues that crafting compelling subject lines is key.
Absolutely.
Like those few words can make or break whether someone opens your email
it is true.
or sends it straight to the trash.
Or the spam folder.
Yeah, exactly. So what are some of the key takeaways for writing those attention-grabbing subject lines?
Well, Cashvertising suggests keeping it short, personalizing it whenever possible, and creating a sense of urgency or exclusivity.
Okay, it's like those limited time offer emails or subject lines that hint at like something special waiting inside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It triggers our curiosity and makes us more likely to click.
Yeah. Cashvertising also emphasizes the power of what it calls ethical bribes.
Oh, yeah.
Ethical bribes.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing.
It does. It's not as bad as it sounds.
Okay, good.
It's simply offering something valuable in exchange for someone's email address. Like a discount, a free ebook, access to exclusive content, that kind of thing.
So it's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
You get a new subscriber, and they get something that they perceive as valuable.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then once you have their email address, you can nurture that relationship with targeted content and offers, turning subscribers into loyal customers.
Yes. Build that relationship.
That's a great strategy. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious about this decoy effect you mentioned earlier.
Oh, yes.
It sounds like a bit of a mind game.
It is a mind game.
Okay, can you walk us through that?
Okay, so the decoy effect is a pricing strategy that involves introducing a third option that's intentionally less appealing than the other two to influence people's perceptions of value.
Okay, that sounds a bit counterintuitive.
It does.
Like, why would you offer something that's not meant to sell?
Because it subtly nudges people towards the higher priced option.
Okay.
So let's say you're selling 2 types of coffee makers.
Okay.
A basic model for $50.
Okay.
And a fancy model for $100.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now introduce a third option.
Okay.
A slightly upgraded version of the basic model.
Okay.
But priced at $95.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, so suddenly that $100 model seems like a much better deal.
Yeah.
Because it's only a small price difference.
Right.
For a significant upgrade in features.
So that $95 option, even though it's not the best value,
Right.
it makes the $100 option look more attractive.
Exactly.
Like a Jedi mind trick.
It is a Jedi mind trick.
It plays on our tendency to compare options and look for the best perceived value.
That's exactly what it does.
Cashvertising is really full of these clever psychological insights.
It is packed with them.
And one final concept I want to highlight is the illusory truth effect.
Oh, yeah.
Which Cashvertising describes as the tendency to believe something simply because it's been repeated often enough.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that repetition can actually make something seem more true?
It can.
Even if it's not based in fact?
Unfortunately, yes.
Our brains tend to associate repetition with truth.
We do.
Even if there's no evidence to support it.
That's right. Yeah. And it's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary.
When you think about it.
Yeah, it makes you realize how easily we can be influenced by repeated messaging, especially in today's world.
Especially today.
Of constant information overload.
It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Right.
Yeah.
But from a marketing perspective, the illusory truth effect highlights the importance of consistency.
Yes, it does.
If you want people to remember your brand and believe in your message, you need to repeat it consistently.
All the time.
Across different channels.
All the channels.
So it's not just about what you say.
Right.
It's about how often you say it.
Repetition builds familiarity.
Right.
And familiarity breeds trust.
Exactly. And speaking of trust, building trust with your audience is crucial.
Absolutely crucial.
In today's skeptical world.
It's more important than ever.
Right.
Yeah.
With so much information vying for our attention.
Yeah.
It's more important than ever for brands to be authentic and transparent.
Yeah, you got to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cashvertising touches on the importance of building trust through ethical marketing practices, emphasizing that long-term success is built on genuine relationships.
Yes.
Not just quick sales.
Not just trying to make a quick buck.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about creating a connection with your audience.
It is.
Not just bombarding them with manipulative messages.
Right.
Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But this is just a taste of what Cashvertising has to offer.
Yeah, a small taste.
Yeah. It's been an incredible deep dive into the psychology behind effective marketing.
Yeah.
From social media mastery to website design, email strategy, and even font psychology.
I know, it's amazing.
I'm already seeing the world with new eyes.
Me too.
And before we wrap up, I have one final thought-provoking question to leave you with.
Okay, shoot.
Now that we've explored all these techniques from Cashvertising, do you think you'll start noticing these subtle psychological nudges in everyday marketing? Like when you're scrolling through social media or browsing online stores, will you look for those hidden levers that influence our decisions?
I think I will now, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're saying you're kind of peeking behind the curtain to see the wizard pulling the levers. But instead of feeling manipulated, I feel more in control.
Right.
Like, now I see what you're doing.
Yes.
And I can choose whether I want to engage with that or not.
Exactly. We're no longer just passive consumers.
Right.
Like, we can analyze the messages that we're bombarded with and choose how we want to respond.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's empowering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next time I see an ad with like a super smooth checkout experience or a subject line that screams limited time offer, I'll know exactly what's going on.
You'll know what they're trying to do.
And I can decide if I want to play along. Or just move on.
Or just ignore it.
That awareness is invaluable. It is.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
It has been.
To Cashvertising.
Yeah.
We've covered so much ground.
We have.
From, those dopamine hits on social media?
Yeah.
To crafting killer slogans that stick in our mind.
And everything in between.
I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing the world of marketing through a whole new lens from now on.
Yeah, through a different lens.
Yeah, if this conversation has sparked your curiosity,
I
highly recommend checking out Cashvertising yourself.
Yeah, you should read the whole book. It's really good.
It really is. Well, that wraps up our deep dive
into
Cashvertising. by Drew Eric Whitman.
Cool.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
And we'll be back soon with another fascinating deep dive.
All right, sounds good.
Happy learning.
Thanks for tuning in to Sam's Summaries. If you found this episode useful, let us know with a like, follow, and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com to get free access to all of Sam's original summaries. You can also get any of Sam's books and other exclusive content. It's all completely free at samfury.com.